Hey y'all, it's Dustin.
And Burton.
And look who we have with us.
Tito.
We have Mr. Tito, and the reason that's so special is because he has not been with us for the last month.
No.
Yeah, so during Izzy's recovery, because she, got hit by a car, her hip had to be really calm and still for the healing process.
Yep.
So we couldn't have Tito around, which was incredibly sad for us and for Izzy as well.
Yeah.
But she is recovering so beautifully that we decided to reunite them all over again. And it's been awesome to have a full house again, right?
So sweet seeing them back together.
I know. Today, we are going to give you guys a farm update because it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. And we have a barn that has now gone vertical, which is really exciting news. And we have some other farm updates too to share with you.
But before that, we are going to get off the floor and make some breakfast.
I'm starving.
Hey baby, you happy to have your brother home? Many of you guys have asked us to share our recipe on how we make our acai bowls.
That's right.
And so we're gonna do that this morning before we go out to the farm.
They're so yummy.
What I put in my acai bowls is I usually start with a base of either oat milk or almond milk that's unsweetened. I put a ton of healthy, yummy spinach in there, frozen mixed berries. I do a banana, of course my acai that's unsweetened and frozen, and then I add protein powder. My toppings, I always go with pumpkin seeds, I have hemp heart seeds, I have coconut, I always get the unsweetened coconut, I top it off with some type of fresh berry. And for our favorite topping of all, we use the puffed granola by Quaker. It's really delicious because it adds flavor, it adds crunch. My favorite flavor is blueberry vanilla, and Burton's flavor is cinnamon apple.
Yes, thank you. Ooh. Don't worry, the dogs will eat that.
The reason I like the Quaker Puffed Granola is because I am a texture person. So when I'm eating a smoothie bowl or an acai bowl, it's a little too smooth and creamy for me. I like that added crunch, and this is packed full of tons of flavor as well. Plus, our kids love eating this puffed granola as is, so I'm just gonna add milk for them, and we'll be good to go. So we have more goats. I don't know how that happened, but they
have a lot more goats.
are multiplying. So we went from Lilu and Starlight, which were our original goats, and now we have 9 goats. We're gonna keep having babies. All right, so this is Holland's, original goat. This was Starlight, and these are her 2 new little babies. Now, if you remember Sweetie, she's the one that sat in my lap when I picked her up from, the zoo that we picked her up from. And this is her new little baby boy. And if you remember Patch, this is her baby boy, Ash. He's gotten a lot bigger. Milkshake is also one of hers. And then we have Lulette right there. And Lilu is the dad of these 2. This is the dad of them all, Lilu. He is
Wild boy.
our wild boy. He's so fun. He has so much personality. And we love this little boy. Isn't that right, buddy? All right, y'all, we are so excited to share with you guys the barn. It's finally gotten up, and I want to show you guys around it. Yeah.
What's going on with those shoes?
I know, really sexy. I know, and the sweat is about to start coming too. But anyways, this is the front entrance of our barn. It is facing the very front of our farm, and beyond it is the big pasture where our alpaca are going to be able to run and play. Come on inside and let me show you.
So this is the front room of our barn, and up here is going to be a stairwell that goes up to a landing where we can store things.
Yeah, so that will be a loft. And in that front room, we have two little windows, two that will peek out to this field and this pasture. And then we have one over here. Now, this is gonna be where a sink is and a countertop. And through that window, you're actually gonna be able to see the lake. We just have to clear out some trees. Up here, this will be a big loft that goes over, I don't know, half of our barn. And then when it gets to here, it's gonna be completely open. We're having a really tall pitched roof that is actually being put up starting tomorrow. So I wish I had filmed this after that, but we're a little behind, but I wanted to give you guys an update. And where Burton is standing, this is gonna be where the alpaca come in if they need to come in. This is the back entrance to our barn. It's a large enough door that we can actually get, big vehicles into the space. This is gonna be a washroom in our barn. There's like a little window you can see. And then through here, this was where we're gonna have all of our storage for grain and hay. Let me bring you out here so you can get a better view of it. They'll have sliding doors, two big barn sliding doors. Tomorrow, like I said, we're gonna start on the roof line. It's incredibly dramatic. It's very steep, and I can't wait to see that profile on this barn. And over here, you can see where Burton's standing. We're gonna have a giant lean-to shed. Actually really dramatic, and I can't wait to see that as well.
Ooh, she's hot. So over the last several months, Uncle Cha-Cha and his crew have been cutting down tons of trees, clearing out, and they got the big shredder here.
Yeah,
so chipping everything away.
That's right. So the farm looks a lot more clear. I mean, it's so much more open now. They've been doing a ton of work. As you can see through these fields, we have a pattern that's been cut out, and this is marking the roads throughout our farm. We have figured out the exact location of those, and we're going to be establishing those roads here soon. We've dealt with all the drainage, and you can even see that round circle that's been cut out. That's where retaining pond's going to go, so we're excited to see that happen.
And what we have here is the beginning of our raised beds, which we'll actually use for growing things like vegetables and herbs and all kinds of ornamental plants that we will sell here on the farm. And I know it kind of looks like a mess right now, but that's because we are using a method called hugelkultur, which is German for hill culture. So in these mounds, we have a foundation of rotting logs and branches. We also added rotten leaves with layers of manure and all kinds of farm compost. Those rotting materials will also act like a sponge, so they will absorb and release moisture to our plant roots as needed.
We just got this brand new door put on the farmhouse. I think it looks so cool. I love the natural wood against the dark green. I think it turned out amazing. So here are some samples of some stain colors. We're trying to figure out what the right green is for the barn. The barn is going to be a dark green. All the trim is going to be a dark kind of blacky brown color. And the front door and all the other doors are going to just be stained wood. So it's kind of like the house that we just showed you, where you have that relief of that warmth against that really, really dark green. So these stains just came out a little too light. I don't want to take it as dark as the farmhouse. So what I did is I had them put 50% more of the darkness into this color just to see if I like it. So I'm about to stain these that darker color and see if I like it. And as the trim goes, I hated these as well. They just weren't right. So I want a little bit more contrast. So I'm gonna try iron ore. So it's still, you know, an ongoing battle of trying to figure out that perfect color for the barn. Isn't that right, maybe?